So good day, everyone. My name is Shegun Oke, and I'll be facilitating this course. We started last week, and if you missed the class, I would advise you to check your course page. There's a recorded video there, or on my YouTube channel, you will see it there. So I want to welcome you guys to today's class, and I believe you will enjoy yourself. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. Don't keep quiet. Please speak up so that I can explain again. This is vector and tensors analysis, course MJ 303. Today we'll be looking at the dot and the cross products, and permit me to share my screen, and from then we kick off. You are welcome. Can you see my screen? Can you all see my screen now?
Yes, sir, I can see your screen, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, like I said, today we'll be looking at the topic says the dots and the cross. And the cross products. So the dot and the cross products are not new. And these are the things we've been doing from our high school. And then we have some laws that governs it. So what are the laws that governs the dot and the products of a two vector? So let's look at we'll move on from then to the example, and from there we will see. I gave us definition last time about the definition on the vector. Let's look at it again, just to give ourselves a kind of understanding. We said last class that vector is a quantity having both magnitude and direction, such as displacement, velocity, force, and acceleration. And we have a scalar. A scalar is also a quantity having magnitude but no direction, e.g. mass, length, temperature, time, and any real numbers. So in this case now, we can now begin to see how do we link all these together so that it can become one. For example, how do we prove that A dot B? Now, if you have something like this, you said prove A dot, this is the dot, B plus C. Prove A plus B dot C equals to AB, that is A plus B, A dot B plus A dot C. So from the knowledge of what we have, our geometry, our graph, our angle, different angles that we normally work on, from the knowledge of projection, we say that let AB a unit. Let A be a unit vector. In the direction of A. Let A be the direction of A. So we have, when you have this kind of angle, says we have, this is B, let's call this one B. So we have our A here. Let this length be A. Then we have our B, a kind of triangle is here. They join this together. So we call this area, this arrow is moving towards this. We call this one area C. Then at this point, we can say we have our B plus C. We can say we have B plus C at this point. What happened to this angle? Then what happened to this point? This particular point, we can call this particular point G. We can call this particular point F. We can call this particular point E. So when you have all these, it shows that a kind of projection occur in a certain place. And this direction, we remember we are talking about B plus C. Now, at this point, we can say then projection of B plus C. Look at the projection of B plus C on A. What happens to it? Remember, everything we have here is A. So on this particular A is equals to projection. Let me short it. Projection of B on A plus projection of C on A. Remember B plus C. That is the interpretation of this. Then our A, we can now say on A, we can now have this one by saying B plus C dot A, small a, equals to B dot A plus C dot A. We are talking about small a now on a projection now. When you multiply through by capital A, what happened? Multiply through by capital A, we have it to be B plus C dot capital A small a equals to small a, we're talking about projection, right? Then equals to B dot A capital A plus C dot A base. Now, we have idea of this, and we can now begin to replicate this. We know that the capital A is the same thing, remember, on that particular line, the straight line we're talking about. At this point is the commutative. We are talking about commutative law for dot product, which simply means our B plus C dot A now, everything at A equals to B dot A plus C dot A. Therefore, our A dot B plus C is equals to A dot B plus A dot C. Remember, they are the same. So in this case, we have what we call commutative law for dot products. For dot products. Now, and by distributive law is valid. Distributive law means open the bracket opening that we normally have. That is, it is valid at that point. So in this case now, there are so many things that are involved that we need to also look into. But let's look at the examples whereby they ask us. Let's look at example 1 says, if example 1 says, find the dot product of the two vectors shown below. The dot of two vectors shown below. So what are the two things that we show below? Number A is when you have 3, let's say we have it to be A equals to 3I plus 4J. 3I plus 4J. 3I plus 4J, then B equals to 5I minus 2J. 5I minus 2J. But I would like to say this. Please take note that we have different components. We deal with components when it comes to dot products. Recall that the components we are talking about, I will still come around and prove those components. But let's look at this example first. Or let me give us this number 2. Look at this. So that we have clear understanding. When you have, if A, number 2 question says, if A equals to A1I plus A2J plus A3K, and B is equals to B1I plus B2J plus B3K. The question says, prove that A dot B is equals to A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. How do we do that? All we need to do is to use the dot product. Now, for me to use the dot product, I have what to do. Remember, it's all about multiplication, but there are laws that governs it. Let's look at the solution. I will start from question 2, then the question 1 will be more simpler for us. So let's look at the solution will be, question 2 is A dot B. A dot B means use A to dot B. Look at it. A1I plus A2J plus A3K dot B1I plus B2J plus B3K. Now, the question is this. There is a particular law that says, note this law. It says I dot I is equals to J dot J is equals to K dot K, which is equals to 1. All other dot product are zeros. And any other thing, and look at it, and all other form, other dots. You can circle this in your notes. Other products are zero. Are zeros. So now that we know any other thing are zeros, all I need to do is to open the bracket, distribute your A over B. So I will do this way. A1I dot the entire B. This is distributive plus B2J plus B3K. Can you see it? Plus A2J dot, don't forget this because that's what we are doing, B1 plus B1I plus B2J plus B3K. Don't forget this. Then plus A3K now dot B1I plus B2J plus B3K. Now I have this. I need to do the dot product to each of them. That is, use it to multiply one another. Now, I have here A1 multiplied by B1. You just do this. All you need to do is just say A1, B1. Don't forget, we have I dot I. Do it in front, I dot I. Plus the same A1, B2. A1, B2, I dot J. Remember? Plus A1, B3, I dot K. So you finish this side, let me pick the second one. Let me put it under. Instead of plus, let's put it here. A2, B1, which is J dot I, plus A2. We can even put it in brackets so that if you don't want to confuse yourself. So plus A2, B2, J dot J plus A2, B3, J dot K. Close this bracket again. Plus, because you are doing addition, then you pick A3. A3, B1, K dot I plus A3, B2, K dot J plus A3, B3, K dot K. Now, we have all these. You and I know the law. The law says I dot I equals to J dot J equals to K dot K is equals to 1. Any other cross product is 0. So without wasting much of your time, we only need the law. We only need that law to happen to us. So I know this turns to 0. This turns to 0. You agree with me? Then this is turns to 0. This is turns to 0.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm lost.
Where?
You are canceling. I want to know why.
So you just join us. So look at this. This is the reason why we are canceling them. This is the law. Write this one down in your note and circle it. The law says I.I is equals to 1, J.J equals to 1, K.K equals to 1, and all other dot product are zeros. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, so you look at this. I.I is 1.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
I.J is 0. 0 multiplied by
Zero.
B1, B2 will be 0.
Okay, yes. Okay.
I.K will also be 0. J.K will also be 0. So far, the components are not the same. They will turn.
Are not the same. Okay, that's true. Yeah, I get it now.
Is that okay now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
If the components are not the same, they are 0. Yeah?
Yes. So now let's move on. We have it here. So we have here to be A1, B1 of 1 plus A2, B2 of 1 plus A3, B3 of 1. At the end of the day, we have our final answers. What's going to be your final answers in this case? Your answer will be A1, B1 plus A2, B2 plus A3, B3. Any question? Are we all together? Silence means no question, and I will proceed. So now that we have this, we can gladly solve the first question without any stress. We can gladly solve first question without any stress. So if you look at the first question, says what? Let's look at the first question. The first question says, let's look at it. It said A, we have our question 1 here. He said we should show the answer, show the dot product of this. For us to show the dot product of this, what do? We can easily say, let's write. For us to show find the dot product, remember question 1 says we have A to be 3I plus 4J and B equals to 5I minus 2J. So we have A dot B to be equals to. So what's A dot B will be that? So what it simply means is component multiplied by component. But you can write it in form of formula first by saying that we have, if you want this, I can say my A is equals to A xi plus A yj. Then I can also say I have B to be equals to bxi plus byj. So if I say dot product, A dot B now will be AX BXI x. They are I. Don't forget I dot I, the way we did the other time, plus AY and BY. They are JJ. This is the remaining one without wasting your time. So you have AX BX plus AY BY. Then we can now relate it to what we are doing.
Favor.
We can now relate it to what we are doing in this case. So we can relate it to what we are doing. It's very simple. All you need to do is, what is AX, which is our 3? What is BS, which is our 5? Plus, what is AY, which is our 4? Multiply by what is our BY, minus 2. So at the end of the day, you have what? 15 minus 8. The final answer will be 7. Any question? The final answer is 7.
Hello, sir.
Yes, right.
This is Olajujo. I joined the lecture very late because I was not having the
You said
network. No, I was not. I joined very late because there was no network at my hand.
Oh, that's not a
So,
problem. Don't worry, we are recording it, and after the class, you will also have the recording version. However, but I can still go through them. Ajiboye, you raised up your hand. What's the question?
Yes, sir. Why do we have to add x and y to the a when we're trying to solve the question?
No.
We try to put ASI and AYJY.
Thank you for that question. Remember that when you are doing, it's all about direction. So when you have, let's say we have this. Let's say we have this line. We all know that this is X direction, Y direction, right? So
Yes, sir.
we have X as horizontal, Y as. So we normally have this kind of, in order to demarcate, to distinguish between the two. So if I say A high is equals to 3, AJ is equals to 4, it's still okay. But for me to have a better version of myself, what I'm doing, that's why I make, if it is K now, K will be Z. A, it will be AX, AY, AZ. We will soon get to that point whereby we'll be using it that way. So I'm just using it as a denotation just to explain.
Okay, sir.
And don't forget, you guys, we are doing paperwork, not computer-based. And you need to be more explanatory, especially to the marker. Take note of that.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. So now let's look at another interesting question. Or if I give you this, can we quickly solve it together? Can you solve it and give me the answer? Let's look at this question. Number 3, if I said find, please do it. Find the dot product. If you have A in this 4, minus 7, and B minus 2, 3. So when you see this, what comes to your mind? What kind of question is this? So this will also be on the coordinates. A, this is X, Y.
That is Y.
X,
Correct.
Y. You get it now. So
Yes,
it
sir.
will make more sense to you to be able to do. So what is your A dot B? Your A dot B will still be B, A, X, B, X, plus
Yes. Plus A,
Y, B, Y.
AY,
So everybody
BY.
solve it. Let's see.
Right.
What's your answer, please? Try and solve it, and let's have the answers.
The answer from here is 19, sir.
Your answer is 19. Okay, let's wait for others. Anybody? Somebody said 19. Abdurrahim, what's your own answer? Blessing, Kazim, Moses. What's your own answer?
I said 19, sir.
Your own is 19. Okay, let's wait for others. Okay, should we proceed? Okay, let's proceed.
19. I'm having minus 13 here.
Minus that. Okay, that's interesting. So let's look at it. So we have 4 as your AX.
Okay, 13, sir. 13, sorry.
Okay, no problem. We'll look at it. 4 as your AX. BS is -2.
Yes.
Plus AY is what?
Minus 7.
-2. And BY is what?
Minus, okay, 3, just 3. Yeah. 3.
So here you have minus what? 8
Minus
8
8.
plus
minus 21.
minus 21. Good.
Minus times minus. Minus times plus.
Plus.
Minus times plus.
Minus.
It's minus. Oh,
The answer is what?
that's minus 29.
Okay, 29.
Can you see yourself?
Just the negative, just the signs.
Nobody will hear that. There's nothing
Nobody will
just
hear
inside. The only thing is you must know how you manage your. That's why I intentionally give you so that you guys can see how far you can go with the sign. Okay, look at this one. Number 4 says A equals to, write it down and do it, 4J plus 3K. Then we have our B to be equals to 7I minus 2J plus 2J minus 8K. So A dot B in this case will be ASBX plus AYBY plus AZBZ. So meaning, what's the answer for this one?
Four.
4. Okay, we have 4. Who else? Any other person? We have 4. Any other person?
$29.
29. Okay. Any other person? So 7 times 5.
Oh, 35.
Don't change your mind. Minus times
Let me see.
plus. minus 8. Minus that's
05.
plus. Minus again.
35. Basic.
24. So when you add this together, what do you have?
I'm having 11. Is it right?
Let's look at it.
That should be it.
That's 3 plus 3.
That's your answer. So take notes.
Wait.
That's 3.
Yes.
That's plus 3.
Because this is 35, this is -8, and this is -24. Is that okay? So,
Yeah.
So let's move on. Just to check our skill and see how far we can go. Let's look at another question. Let's look at another question. It says, let's say you have A to be 5i minus 4j, and you have B to be equals to 7i plus 8j, and you have your C to be equals to 3i minus 2j. The question says, then we ask you to say, you have A dot B plus C. A dot B plus C. How do you find A dot B plus C? You have to be careful at this point. Don't rush yourself. First of all, sort out what is in the brackets. Sort this one out. So if I were you, I'll first of all do this. I'll first of all do this. B plus C. B plus C is what? What is my B? My B is equals to what? 7i plus 8j. Then plus 3i minus 2j. Always remember component by component. Component by component. Our B plus C is equals to what? 10i plus what? 6j. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, we have, the question is B dot B plus C, which is, what is A? It simply means our A will be 5i minus 4j dot what?
10i plus
10i plus 6j.
Plus
Component
2j.
by component.
Component.
So you treat this one as if you are doing A dot B. And the solution will be 5 in bracket 10 plus what? Negative 4 in bracket what? 6.
6.
So this will be what? 50 minus 24. The final answer will be 26. Take note of that. Does it make sense? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir, we are together.
Okay, let's look at this. The same question we have up there, A, B, C. Find it. The same thing we have, the same A, the same B, the same C. The question says, find 3A dot B. Everybody do that. Find 3A dot B. Find 3A dot, you have your A, B, C here. The question now says find 3A dot B. 3A dot B is simply what the are saying is you first of all find your 3a, like I explained to you. That is 3 multiplied by a straight away. 3 multiplied by 5i, 15i. 3 multiplied by -4, -12g. So we have 3a dot b will now be 15i minus 12g dot, what is your b? Can somebody tell us b? Seven high plus
7i minus 8j
the minus or plus? It's plus. Okay.
minus 8j
Check your notes, bro.
is minus. What we have? Okay, it's plus 8j.
So we have 15 multiplied by 7 plus minus 12 multiplied by 8. Minus 12 multiplied by 8, which is equals to, well, 15 multiplied by 7 will give you 105. Minus is here, minus will come. 105, 96 rather. When you add it together, what do you have? You have 9.
You have positive 9.
Thank you. So, I believe we are moving forward. We are getting there gradually. So, can we solve this before we leave the dot product? Before we move to the magnitude, from magnitude, we move to the angle, how to calculate our angle. So let's look at it. For this one, let's say question 7 says the same A, B, C that we have up there. Please solve this. 4 multiplied by A dot B. What's the answer, please? Anybody? 4 multiplied by A dot B. Four multiplied by A dot B. So what do we have? What is A dot B? You need to first of all calculate A dot B. You have 4. A dot B will be, remember your A is equals to 5i minus 4j. Your B is equals to 7i plus 8j. So A dot B will be what? 5 multiplied by 7 minus 4 multiplied by 8. So you have it to be 4 in bracket what? 35 minus 32. You have it to be 4 in bracket what? 3 equals to 12. So this is a way to solve the problem. Let's take note of that. So let's look at another one. If they ask us to find the magnitude, find the magnitude of each vector. The A equals to 2i minus 4j plus 6k. What is the formula to get this magnitude? Magnitude is talking about absolute value of A is talking in this direction to be equals to square root of ax squared plus bx squared plus cs squared. So we have our A, we have the square root of 2 squared plus minus 4 squared. Always put it in brackets so that you will not confuse yourself. Plus 6 squared. Since you have the negative, that's why I put it in brackets. This will give me what? This is 4. Negative 4 squared will give you what? 16. This is 36. When you add everything together, you will have 56, right? This is 56. But we cannot leave 56 down. We can still break 56 according to the law of sort. We can say, what can we multiply that will give us 56? You agree with me? If we said 14, 4 times 14.
Hi, sir.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Please, I lost
Where?
my battery gets flat, so I would like to quickly just write the question from the beginning, sir.
Don't worry, you will have access to video immediately after the class.
It's okay,
Let's
sir.
continue from where we had now. Is that okay?
All right, sir.
You
Okay,
have
sir.
access. I believe all of you are on the WhatsApp group.
No, I'm going to join now.
Okay, please join so that once we finish, you will see the video.
It's okay, sir.
Okay, let's proceed. So we have square root of 4 multiplied by 14, which give us 56. But we can break it down by saying square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 14. I can find the square root of 4 easily by saying 2 square root of 14. 14 might not be broken, but you have to leave it this way. Please take note of that. Any question?
No, sir.
So, if you have this, and we add,
Hello, sir.
yes, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
I'm
Yes,
with you.
that magnitude A was resolved as AX, BX,
Yes,
CX, but the other time we resolved it as AX, AY, AZ. But this time around, we have everything XX, AX, not AY, as we did when we were doing dots. I don't know whether you understand my question.
thank you for that. Thank you. You can put it this way. Thank you. Slip of tongue, a slip of hands. Let me put it that way. Okay. So in this case, we have this particular angle, and let's look at another interesting area. Any question before we move on? I believe if you are asked to calculate the magnitude of a particular proton, we all know how to calculate the magnitude now. Then from the magnitude, they can also ask us to find the angle. They can say find the angle between a particular A dot B. Let's look at that question. And from then I'll give us the formulas to do that. Please keep the formulas and make sure you tell your friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. So let's look at this. Number 9, let's put it that way. The questions, if the question says find the angle between A equals to 2I plus 2J minus K. And B equals to 6I minus 3J plus 2K. So for us to find the angle, remember it's A dot B. But the formula is this. The solution will be A dot B is equals to AB cos theta. AB cos theta AB cos theta, where your cos theta is the same thing as A dot B over AB. Don't be confused, but I will explain. Then you and I know if they ask you to find theta angle, will be what? R cos whatever you have, then you can find they can say that find the angle will now be, you are looking for theta now. Theta will be, theta equals to arc cos the value you have in the front. But let's look at this one after the other. The solution for this, we started it. So let's solve for A. A is equals to, remember you need AB. AB you need here is in two form. Is going to be the absolute value. Okay, maybe I should put it this way. Let me just put it this way so that you will understand. Let me put it this way. It's A, B, absolute value of A, absolute value of B. That is magnitude of A and magnitude of B is what we are talking about. So that if you want to find magnitude of A, what do we have? We have it to be square root of, I believe you know it, 2 squared plus 2 squared plus negative 1 squared. Any question? Okay. Now, which is equals to what? Who can tell us? Please talk, guys, so that I can know you are still in the class.
That's 9.
That's the square root of 5.
3, sir.
That's square root of 5.
Where do you see 5?
No, 9.
This is square.
Sorry, 9, 9, 9. 4 plus
Sorry,
4.
9,
of
9. So that
nine.
would be 3.
9 equals to
Square
what?
root of 9, that would be 3.
Yeah,
3,
exactly.
sir.
Then let's find B. After the magnitude of B. Our B is 6 squared plus negative 3 squared plus 2 squared. What's going to happen to it? 6 squared is what? 36 plus 9 plus 4.
That's 49.
49. Square root of 49.
49.
Square root of 49 is what?
7.
7.
7. Good.
7.
7.
Thank you. Then, now we have the absolute value, which is denominator. Now, let's look at A dot B itself. A dot B itself is what? That is, you have to, remember A dot B will be what? 2I plus 2J
12.
minus K dot 6I minus 3j plus k plus 2k, right? So A dot B will be what? This dot this. 2.6
6
plus 2 dot negative 3 plus negative 1 dot 2, which is equals to 12 minus 6 minus 2 is equals to what?
four.
4.
Are we
12
together?
minus 8, 4.
Which is equals to 4. Then we can now solve the problem by saying cos theta is equals to A dot B over absolute value of our magnitude of A, magnitude of B, which is equals to what? What is A dot B? 4. What is absolute value of A? 3.
Oh, okay.
Absolute value of B? 7.
It's 7.
So multiply it together, what do you have? So you have cos theta to be equals to what? 4 over 21. If you do this one very well, you have 0.1905. Zero point 1905. But now that's not what we were asked us to do. They said we should find the angle. We only have cos theta. Then if you want to find the angle, theta will be arc cos your value. If you have your calculator, punch it, you will have it. The answer will be 79 degree, approximately. Approximately, you have this, 79 degree. So when you are given the paper to do all this, you must be explanatory. Remember, this is not a computer game. So you have to be up and doing. You have to show yourself that you really know what you are doing. Otherwise, I don't know what you will get. So let's try as much as possible to work on this. And it will help us. Any question? Excuse me. I believe we can solve the products and of this type now. They can also ask us to find the projection. They can also ask us to find the projection. Okay, let me give us a question on that. Let me give us a question on that. Number 10. I would there
Yes,
find
yes.
the projection. Find the projection of the vector A equals to I minus 2j plus k on the vector B equals to 4i minus 4j plus 7k. So how do we solve this problem? It is pretty simple. So the solution will be, you first of all find the unit vector. Our unit vector in the direction B, remember they said on a particular B. Unit vector on direction B is our B, small b, equals to our B over the magnitude value of B. That is your unit vector. How do we solve this? So we know we need to first of all calculate this. Let's calculate, or we can do it together by saying B equals to, what is our value for B? Our vector for B is B 4i minus 4j plus 7k divided by square root of, what is square root of
4 square
4
4
squared?
squared
Thank you. 4 squared plus
minus 4 square
minus 4 squared plus
plus 7 square.
Because it's the same thing on top is the one you are finding the magnitude value. Please take note of that, which is going to be, if you find this one very well, what do you have? 4i minus 4j plus 7k over what? Over square
Over
root of,
16.
this is what?
16 minus
16 plus
16
16, not 16
minus
minus
16.
16,
Oh, plus, yes.
because it is square.
The square, yes.
7 square is what?
49.
9. So when you add everything together, what do you have?
32.
80 what? The answer is what?
40, 71, someone.
70 or 80?
32,
81.
81.
81. Divided by square root of 81. Square root of 81 is what?
9.
So we have, that means we have 4i divided by 9 minus 4j. Are we there now?
Yes, sir.
Let me just write it where it can contain it. So it's going to be 4 over 9 I minus 4 over 9
J
K plus 7 over 9 K. So, but now we are asked, this is your small b, don't forget. But we are asked to calculate projection
B
of A on the vector,
B.
on the vector B. On the vector B. So here on the vector B, it simply means that you're asked to calculate A dot small b. Your small b is your unit vector, don't forget. Is your unit vector. We know it. Our A is what? What is A? I minus 2j plus k, right? Dot small b, which is your unit vector, 4 over 9i minus 4 over 9j plus 7 over 9k. So the final answer will be what? I dot I, don't forget, is 1. I dot I is 1. We have it to be 1 in bracket 4/9. Then negative 2, just say plus negative 2 dot this will be negative 4/9. K dot K will be what? Plus 1 in bracket 7/9. If you do this together, what do you have? Let's see. You have 4/9. Minus times minus positive will give you plus 8/9 plus 7/9. Since we have the common denominator, add the one on top together, will give you 19/9. So this is the way you calculate the projection of a particular vector. So take note of that. Any question? Are we tired? Any question, please?
No questions, sir.
Does it make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No question, sir.
Okay, that's fine. If you say no question, I will assume no question. Okay, let's proceed. We need to touch on cross aspects of the work. We've done the dot products. We've looked at how we use dot products to multiply those 2 vectors, 3 vectors, and how we can use it as a unit vector, and how we can also use it to calculate our projection to find our angle and the magnitude. We've done that. So let's look at the other aspect of it before we call it a day. I will just introduce the cross product to you now, so that during your TMA, you will have some things to write. So for the cross product now, let's look at the one of cross products. It's a bit it's a kind of it's a law that we also need to be careful with. So, but the way we calculate this law, it's a bit different. But let's look at it. Cross. Cross product. So when say, if you have, let's say, let's A equals to A1I plus A2J plus A3K. Then B is equals to B1I plus B2J plus B3K. So the question is, we are to find the cross product of these. We'll be using the law that says a kind of, you remember the matrix? So this will lead us to matrix form, like cross. So it's going to lead us to matrix form. Okay, let's look at it. The solution for this will be A cross, this is the cross. It's not multiplication. We call it cross in this case. B. This side, we call it cross in this case. Which means A1I, sorry, plus A2J plus A3K cross B1I plus B2J plus B3K. So most cases, we normally use, we can open this and cross it together, but in a simple manner, we are going to use the matrix form. And those matrix form will also give us the same solution we have. So A cross B will be, we have I, J, K. I, J, K. Let's, all the coefficient, which is A1, A2, A3, let it be here, A1, A2, A3. B1, B2, B3 also, let it be here. But there is one thing you need to know. There's this sign we normally use. This is positive. This sign is negative. This one is positive. That's part of the law for covectors in the matrix. So, how we need to do is just to pick one component one by one. If I want to solve this problem now, let me start from I. So, be attentive. If I pick I, this is the I pick. This is my first row, because when I will be talking about rows, this is row. Row 1, row 2, and row 3. This is column 1, column 2, and column 3. So take note, when I call row 1, you know where I'm talking about. Row 2, know where I'm talking about. Row 3, know where I'm talking about. So in most cases in our classroom, when the lecturer says, oh, you in row 1, stand up. All of us in column 1 will stand up. We don't understand what the man or the woman is saying. But in this case now, we have idea that the row is here, the columns is there. So I, let's look at the I now. We want to solve the I. The first row, in this case, will paralyze. The first row, everything in row 1 will be paralyzed, and column 1 will also paralyze. So tell me, what are the things that remain?
We have row 2 and row, that's the A2, A3, B2, B3.
A2, A3,
B2, B3.
B2, B3, thank you. Then, what is the symbol that follows? You know, this is positive. That's why I didn't want to carry anything. The next,
Negative.
negative, J. So, we'll do the J now. We will release column 1. We also pick this one, J. Let's release I, since we finished with I. But row 1 is still bounded. So, if column 2 is paralyzed with row 1, which is IJK. What are the elements remaining?
We have
A1,
A1,
A3.
A3,
A1, A3,
B,
B1,
B3.
B3.
That's good. Then we will release column 2 and release J and pick K. K is positive, right?
Yeah.
Pick it, K positive. Then column 3 will be paralyzed, row 1 will still paralyze. So what remaining?
A1, A2.
A1,
B1,
B2, B1, B2.
B1, B2. That's it. So all we need to do now is just to, we have our element here. All you need to do is just to cross multiply. Look at this. So be careful when you are doing the cross multiplication here. Look at it. This will multiply by this, and this will also multiply minus this. So it's going to be I. My I will be A2, B3. Can you see it? Minus A3,
B2.
B2. Minus J. A1, B3 minus A3, B1.
B1.
Plus K. A1, B2 minus A2, B1. So that is the solution for the cross products. Now, let's, this is just, we have alternative. Alternative is just to take dot product one by one. But we are not going to the alternative now. Let's use this one to solve a question before we call it a day. So let's look at it. Example 1 for this. Example 1 says, if A is equals to 2I minus 3J minus K, and your B is equals to I plus 4J minus 2K, right? Please be attentive because you will do your own. I will do my own. The question says, find A. A cross B, B. B cross A, C. A plus B plus A minus B. Right. So let's look at it. Please write your A, B's down because we'll be using it. So let's look at the solution now. A cross B, which is equals to 2I minus 3J minus K cross B, I plus 4J minus 2K, which is same thing as, let's write I, J, K. You agree with me? So Extract the first one. 2, -3. Don't forget the negative. -1. Then the second one, 1, 4, -2. So I'll pick the first one. For the first one, what do I have? I. What is my I in this case? Remember the sign on top of them, plus, minus, plus. That's why this one is positive. So, like I explained to you the other time, if I pick this one, the first row will be paralyzed, the first column will be paralyzed. What is the remaining place? I'm waiting.
Minus 3,
We have
minus 3, minus
-3
1.
minus 1, 4
4
minus
minus
2.
4 minus
Yes, thank you. So we leave this one. Then pick the second row, second column rather, which is minus J. Pick the second column. You have what? 2,
Right.
minus 1,
2 minus 1
and what? Minus 2.
plus 1 minus 2.
Do we all agree? Okay, now we have
Oh,
K now. What is K? All the K will paralyze. It will remain what? 2.
2 minus 3,
Minus 3, 1, 4.
1, 4.
Correct. So we can now solve this one by saying I equals to, remember this is multiplied by this, and multiply, this one will also multiply this. This multiplied by this, we have what? You have to be careful when you are dealing with this. Open this, don't be too in 8, minus 3, minus 3, multiplied by minus 2, minus 1 multiplied by 4. That's the first one. Minus J, open this bracket again. 2 multiplied by minus 2 here, minus 1 multiplied by -1. Plus here, K. Don't forget the component. 2 multiplied by 4 minus -3 multiplied by 1. So let's solve it. I will be, open this bracket. This is positive 6. Minus times minus, positive 4. You have this one. Minus J. This is -4. Minus times minus, positive 1. Plus K. 2 times 4, 8. Minus times minus, positive 3. So we can say that 4 plus 6, 10i. Minus times minus here, positive. But before you say positive, first of all, do this. What do you have here? If you solve this one, you have -3. Am I right? -3 will be 3J plus 11K. Are we together? This is your final answer for A cross B. Any question, please? Hello? Any question?
No question. No question, sir.
No, sir.
Can we solve the second one? Can we solve number B and number C? A cross B. That is B cross A now. Don't say it's going to be the same thing, but until you try it, you will know it's not going to be the same thing. That is, B will come front, A will follow. So, any question?